overview. All set. Great. So, welcome to my presentation on CCDC, aka learning how to blue team by doing the same thing over and over and over until somehow you actually know something, and oh my gosh, it's already crawls. So, it's gonna be a presentation of who am I? So, I'm the head of education, as you guys probably know. I've been talking the first 2 hours of the meeting. I hope you guys know that I'm the head of education. It'd be kind of weird if you didn't. But I'm also a third year CSEC, CCDC obviously. I do red team as well. I also have worked at MITRE. I love everything red versus blue. Red versus blue competitions. That's my stuff. I love it. It's so fun. Every aspect of it's actually just really exciting. Also, egg team. That's that's for the probably non-freshmen. But also, I'm a connoisseur of paint backgrounds. If you don't know, check out the workplace group. We make desktop backgrounds in paint. But besides that, the point of this is CCDC. What is it? So obviously, it stands for Collegiate Cyber Defense Competition. It's red versus blue. If you don't know what a red versus blue competition is, it's where blue teams compete and red teams break it. The red team is more of a, I guess, neutral party, if you can say that, where they're not competing, but the blue teams compete to see who cannot be broken for the longest. And it's really great for learning. They're really a good learning experience. You're put into the fire, and with that, you actually learn quite a bit during the competitions. Pretty much everything will be on fire, though, like literally into the fire. Why should you care? Again, CCDC is great for learning. The competitions are fun, and companies love it. If you're going to go looking to the career fair, I'm pretty sure like a lot of the companies that I went to my first career fair, because I was in CCDC, that probably gave me the only interest. Cause when I was just in my first career fair, like that's pretty much all I had, but it was good enough. Like that, companies love CCDC. They know what it is, and it's great. And even if you don't want to be on the team, practices are still open. If you don't have the time and commitment, you can't really be on the team. Still come. We love it. We love teaching people, and that's why we're there. If you come, we will teach you. You don't have to be like, oh, you don't have to be there for the team specifically. It's more like you're there to learn, and we're there to teach. It's also good practice even if you're not going to be on the team, for you being IRSEC. If you're interested in either of those competitions, come to CCDC. You'll be a step up from the other competitors if you actually go, because we'll teach you how to actually do well in those competitions. My experience. So I joined as a freshman at CCDC. I didn't know what Linux was. I didn't know what anything was really. I'd never touched really anything security wise before coming to RIT. And I came in and I was like, holy crap, all these people were amazing. I'm talking about, which freshmen won't know these people, but those who do, I'm talking about Russ, Adler, like Micah, even like Nick, Joe, even though they're specifically on the team, like these guys, amazing. I have like, who are these people? I have no clue, but they're so great. How am I supposed to compare? But I stayed. I went there. I'm like, hey, I can't compare, but at least I know I can learn from these people, and I'll maybe get an inch of their knowledge, which I kind of did. I don't know. When you'll look at these people up, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, they're so good. The fourth years and third years, and then you'll become one of them, and you'll be in that spot, and you're like, no, we're not that good. But anyways, now I was on the team, and what was with the team? So it was lots of practice. When you go to CCDC, it is a big time commitment. CCDC, we practice you start with like 10 hours a week, probably 2 days of the week you're practicing. And near the regionals, like every day maybe you're practicing, getting ready for that competition, because it's a big deal, and you are going to be practicing quite a bit. So if you're going to do CCDC, be prepared for a big time commitment. Not the team bonding. I mean, when you're practicing for all these hours a week, you're going to be pretty close to the team, and it's great. It's honestly one of my favorite aspects of CCDC is that every one of the people I've competed with, I'm pretty good friends with, and I love all of them. They're great. They're amazing people, and you'll come to find that too when you're on a team for this long. That's, again, I guess, another aspect that you should do CCDC. Fall practices. So this is what's happening right now, today, 6 to 8 in SecLab and Discord. We'll be split into groups: Windows, Linux, and networking. with all subgroups in there, and throughout the semester, you rotate between those groups, so you get a good taste of each of them. Certified experts, aka I guess me, but also Newman, Robert, other people on CCDC. You don't know them yet. You'll meet them. They're great. They're experts, better than me. And it's open to everyone. Again, anyone can come. We'll teach you. We'll we'll gladly teach you, and hopefully you'll learn quite a bit. And then at the end of the semester, there'll be a mini competition with the people participating. That's pretty fun as well. Definitely should come. And yeah, sorry beards are important, by the way. Those are some of the certified experts. If you don't know, they're not for this year, but in the past. Spring practices. So that's in the spring. That's next semester. It's arguably a bit more intense. So because this is where we have the team set out, and so we're practicing for the competition. It's still open for most people, but it's going to be mostly for the people on the team. It will be tailored once the topology or packets released. So once we get the packets for like regionals and quals, we'll be practicing what's on like what's in those topologies. So if there's a MySQL, if we know, though we probably won't know so far ahead that there's a MySQL server in the topology, we'll be practicing MySQL. And pretty much that's what most of the days of the week will be, is making sure we're familiar with the technologies of the competition, making sure we're ready for the competition, and getting a plan of action ready so that when you get there, we know what we're doing, we go on, secure the boxes, do our injects, and honestly, going to be a great time. I mean, why we practice multiple days a week is pretty much like it's an intense competition. It's really competitive at CCDC, and so you need to be as best as you can when you get there. So how do you get on? How do you get on the team? I mean, I haven't said that yet. I mean, if it sounds so great, like how do you actually get on? So show up to practice. If you can't, message me out, we'll figure something out. But one of the major factors of being on the team is attendance. If you only come to one of the practices of like 13, or well, probably not 13, like 7 or 8 that we'll have this semester, like it might not show that you're committed, and so we can't usually have you on the team rather than someone who comes to every single practice willing to learn. That's like the biggest thing. If you come to practice willing to learn and you come to every single one, you'll have a good chance to get on. And if you can't make it, obviously, if you message me after and show that you're willing to learn, you'll still be able to probably make it if you do show that willingness or attitude that you need. There's also the mini comp at the end of the semester, which isn't necessarily how well you do, but it's more of how well you work, or how you work, or attitude again in the mini competition. It's another aspect. But again, it's a big time commitment, and if you do come to every practice, that's like the main way we grade who gets on the team and who doesn't, is that attitude to learn. Because if you don't know what to do, if you don't have the skill, that doesn't matter. We can teach you. We practice so much, we can teach you what you need to know, but we can't teach you like the attitude portion of being able to learn. We can't teach you the coming to the time commitment and practices. But if you do and you're ready, we'll teach you all you need to know. Don't worry about your skill level. I got on as a freshman. I knew nothing. I somehow got on. I don't know who allowed me on. I don't know. But I came, and I guess that was enough to show that I wanted to learn, and I did learn. That's how I learned most of my stuff, is at CCDC. Actually competing. So you must be wondering, what is all this practice for? Why practice? You know, why must all this big deal be done? It's because it's a pretty competition across the country. So start off at quals. It's in the Northeast region. About, I mean, last year 15 teams about competed. It's mostly remote for quals. They don't really go to a physical location. The top 7 to 8 get to go on. So if you score in the top half, you probably get to go to regionals. And regionals with the Northeast. You can see their amazing logo there. I think that's an old one, because this is a much better one right there. But first place in that regionals gets to go on, and I think it was new this year. But second actually gets to go to a renegade competition, which then, you know, winner of that competition also gets a spot in nationals. And nationals, usually regionals and nationals, by the way, are both in person, but I mean, this year they're obviously remote, and they might be remote this year as well. Anyway, so nationals, best of the best. teams across the country from each region compete, and I mean that's the final competition. That's whoever wins that wins it all, I guess. And it's actually a really good time. Both regionals and nationals, physically and remote. I had a blast. Again, they're competitions. They might be intense because they're very competitive, but again, that's my thing. At least for me, is red team, blue team. Easily my favorite part of security. It's so much fun. My favorite reason for coming here. Red team, blue team cannot be overshadowed. It's so good. So much is learned, and it's a really fun time. Shout out to UBI or second ISTS as well. Any questions?
What time and what day, Phillip?
Yes, practices. If you didn't hear in the intro slides, are 6 to 8 today, every Friday, starting the day. I don't see any questions in the Twitch, and I don't see any questions in the OIT sec. Wait, maybe I don't think those are questions for me. So I think I'm good, right, Enzo?
Think so.
One last slide. Shout out to my CCDC peeps. You guys are great. Both the teams. Though not everyone might not be in this
there,
picture.
I believe, Phillip.
Is a picture question? Oh, if you're any freshman that's nervous about coming, don't be nervous. We're there to teach you. You can know absolutely nothing, or you can be a god at whatever you're good at. Still come. We'll gladly be there to teach you what you don't know, or maybe you can teach us something. But other than that, still come. You'll learn so much.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Phillip, for presenting on that.